Tesla FSD version 14 is here, 14.1 to be specific, and there are a ton of changes that we're going to try to look over in this video, but mostly this is a first impressions and just checking out version 14 initial drive, and there will be tons of different tests and information coming up in the future, so make sure you stay tuned for those future videos. But I just want to start off right here in my driveway. This is typically where I start, and you can see we have a new Start Self-Driving button from here. It used to be something you hold down here, now you can click it, and another difference I noticed is you don't actually need a destination to get this started, whereas in version 13, if you didn't have a destination in the nav, the Start Self-Driving button, which used to be down in the bottom right, just simply wasn't available. So I'm gonna click this and we're gonna get it started. And I will tell you, I had the front bumper camera covered in tape, and I did get an error. I did get a warning saying that it was occluded. And so we know now that the front bumper camera is being used. So I want to see if I can get out of my driveway here. I typically just pull in right there. You can see my charger, and the car will have to do a 3-point at least turn here, which is normally what I do. I just back out, and then I usually can turn around. I don't mind driving on the grass. I don't think FSD will really want to do that so much, but boom, there you go. We have FSD supervised, may be degraded, poor weather detected. Beautiful turnaround, and we are now exiting the driveway. So I'll probably jump ahead here and catch up with you in just a second, but I can already see, look at all of these different settings we have here. Let's check this out really quick. What if I can't even change the speed. Oh my goodness. All right, it just goes down to sloth. All right, let me catch up with you here in just a second. There's my warning, pay attention to the road, and we will see how FSD does. But escaping my driveway was really nice. And then before we get too far away, I'm curious if it will park in my driveway. I don't know why the Start Self-Driving button isn't blue anymore, but there you go, it still works. Standard, and look, it automatically picked park at a driveway because I have home as my destination. Pretty cool. So it has never ever been able to do this, and oh my goodness, it is pulling directly into my driveway. That is insane. No version of FSD has ever come close to pulling into my driveway. Never even tried, never attempted. It always would just keep going in that circle and go forever. So let's see exactly where it's gonna park here. Oh my gosh, right here into the driveway up against the garage. Let's see. And it puts itself into the park. Could have been a little bit closer than that, but for this update, just having it, really impressive. I would like to be able to customize it and say, hey, park over in my spot over there, but you know what? We'll take it for now. All right, so we're gonna try this one more time, Start Self-Driving, and I did open the garage this time, so I wanna see if it will try to pull into the garage. If we click this here, now I haven't been able to find these in the settings. I didn't look that much, but parking lot, driveway, and charger are my only options. So let's just see what it does here, if it'll park in the garage with this new ability. But yeah, second time pulling right into the driveway perfectly. Really nice to see that. Very excited. Now I get even more of my driving will be done with FSD. I don't have to now pull into my driveway, which is kind of crazy, and we're going for it. We're going for the garage here. Oh my goodness. FSD can park in your messy garage. No way. Needs to pull up a little bit more than this. Let's pull up the front camera here. Yeah, so I think we're sticking out. Yeah, we're just about sticking out of the back. It needs to pull up a little bit more, but wow, look at that. FSD pulls right into your garage. Really cool. All right, so if the audio is okay here, we'll look over some of this as we head out. Should be pretty standard, boring dirt roads, but it's cool to see it driving on the dirt roads. It's driving really well. Now, I will tell you, the first thing I'm noticing here is I don't like that I can't mess with the max speed. We're going backwards here, Tesla. I want the max speed and I want the target speed. So I want to go this speed on the road. Try to do that if you can have SD, but it is what it is for now. So let's look at these profiles. Now I'm not seeing my green dot up here for the hands-free mode, which actually it is called hands-free now. So I'm not sure why that's not appearing, but I have not had to touch steering wheel. So it does seem to be working pretty well here. But let's look at these settings we have here. So we have sloth, which is just gonna, I guess, try to stick towards the speed limit is my guess, and make way less lane changes and everything like that. And then if we open this again, we have chill, standard, and hurry, which is what we had before. I love the little graphics they have here. I don't really want to test sloth. That sounds miserable. We'll keep it on standard for today's test, but we may go through and try some of these in different scenarios going forward. I just want to take over here. I want to actually turn right here. So FSD was doing fine, but I just want to take this way. Let's see if I turn that on, boom, it's ready to go immediately. Normally when you take over from a turn like that and try to engage it like in the middle of a turn, it gives you a little like beep beep and says like it's not ready and you gotta wait a second. Let's actually try that again. If I take over, oh my goodness, look at that huge improvement. It's ready to go all the time. That's amazing. That's something we've never had before. FSD's always had this little delay where after you take over, you had to wait, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, something like that. Maybe sometimes more if you're in the middle of a maneuver. But to see like, and I missed the click that time, but boom, as soon as you click it, let's see. Wow, 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 wow. That is exciting. Okay, so we're having fun here. Then you can pick what you want to do, or sorry, where you want to park when you get to your destination. So as of right now, I have a restaurant in, so I will let it, figure out what it wants to do here. But you can at destination park or go to curbside, and you can tell it where you want it to park. And the only option we have right now is the parking lot. So we'll leave all that. This place doesn't have really a traditional parking lot, so I'm not sure how FSD will handle that, but let's jump ahead here to where the audio will be a little better. And just so you guys know, on these initial review videos, I do jump around, I do cut the videos, but if the car messes up or anything exciting happens, I include it. I'm not cutting anything bad. It's just, it makes the videos more fun, come out sooner, and stuff like that. So we'll see. And then in future videos, there will be no cuts. We'll do A to B with 0 cuts if that's what you're into. All right, so I did stop here really quick to make sure my cameras are good, because going on the dirt roads, obviously, that's a thing. So we'll click start. Oh, whoa, what the heck? Whoa, whoa. Okay, something never before seen. A takeover immediately warning, followed by FSD saying, nah, forget that, I'm driving. That's exciting. We will take it. We have a camera visibility warning down here. Can I click it? Not while driving. I did clean that camera. I cleaned all the cameras off just because they get mud on them. That is definitely a thing still. It's an issue, and especially for me who lives on dirt roads. But for initial impressions, I just wanted clean cameras. I want to see what the system can do. We already have the rain, which we will be contending with. Let's pull these up. Yeah, so you can see the back camera already has some rain and stuff on it just from the few seconds we've been driving. And let's go to the front bumper camera. Looks pretty clear for now, but that will also get messy. So cool. Another never before seen here on FSD 14. Let's go. Wow, so FSD seemed to copy that guy's little maneuver there. I don't think that was necessary. I don't know why he did that. I didn't see anything in the road, but FSD seemed to take the hint from the car in front, like, oh, maybe there's something there we need to move over. Really interesting. All right, so I do want to show you this weird kind of two-way stop thing. Not the craziest, but it's something older versions always messed up. Version 13 could do it correctly though. So let's see our stop. So we get to 0 and immediately start going. Glad to see that. Not any really delay there or anything, which has been a problem. So yeah, handled perfectly. Again, an easy left turn, but pre-version 13, FSD just could never ever do that left turn. So glad to see it's still looking good there, and a nice smooth right. All right, so here comes our lower speed limit here, 35. It is registered here, and we're not really slowing down yet. Yeah, it's a little too quick for me. Going over 10 over the speed limit is kind of crazy. Cops often sit right there. For now, I just kind of want to see what it does. We're just kind of learning about the car and how it performs. So there you go. Now we're getting some slowing down, just barely. We're still going more than 10 over. So let me switch this to chill, and let's see if that will correct it real quick. Nope, that hasn't done anything to the speed. Let's go to sloth, and boom, that really slows us down. So good to know. I don't feel like going the speed limit is sloth behavior, as I wouldn't really describe it that way. And this is why, again, I loved the percentage max overset, because on the highway, the speed limit's 70, yeah, I want to go 80. So that's a normal percentage. In a 35, I don't want to go 45. It's too much over. So the percentage really kind of fixed that for me. So initial impressions, I'd love to see that come back, but we'll see how it performs over time. Nice little pedestrian interaction there. I mean, not really, they're on the other side of the road, but they were on the display. And we have warnings coming up. Camera visibility limited, clean debris. That's my rear camera. It's got water on it because it's raining. So, this is real world, real life scenarios, and this is things that FSD is going to have to deal with. All right, so here we go. We're about to approach our destination here. We will not even have a stop sign, but it is going the correct way. So we do turn left. This is where the parking is for the restaurant. Like I was talking about, it doesn't really have like a traditional parking lot. It just has, oh yeah, we're hitting the brakes a little bit. It feels like it's looking for a spot, like, oh, is that a spot? So that would have been a good spot, or any of these would really be a good spot. So let's see if we'll pull into any of these here. I mean, the restaurant is actually here on the corner, so the car's getting us real close to where we're supposed to be here. And it is pulling into that spot. Let's pull these cameras up. I mean, it's right in the lines, a little bit closer to the right side, but boom, that's a really nice parking job. Not bad. All right, next up, one click and we're self-driving. The police department is really close. I want to go over there. They have a bigger parking lot that is usually filled with all kinds of random cars and stuff. And we have to take a left turn through a three-way stop to get there. So I was hoping we still have a little more rush hour going on, but obviously there's not much. Whoa, look at that. What are they doing there? That is not normally looking like that. So we'll make our complete stop here. We'll creep out and we continue through when there's no vehicle. So no double stop, or we didn't even really slow down. We crept all the way through that turn, which felt really good. No weirdness for that green light, which is good. And it's a ghost town. Don't worry, future videos we will have much busier scenarios. People are probably staying in from the rain or whatever they're doing. So we'll get to this stop sign, and I would wait for that person. They did get there first. They start to go. FSD took a while to hit 0 there, but because a car was in the way, it didn't really matter, to be honest. And the police station is right here, so we'll have to take this right. And again, I'm just curious, we have standard setting and parking lot is our destination here. So let's see what it will do. See, this is a bigger parking lot. There's lots of options, but it's full of vehicles. It usually looks like this. So I'm just curious. Okay, so it says no parking here. So police vehicles only. I want to take over because I don't want to get, like tackled. They're going to think someone's doing something weird. So if I turn this back on, okay, so the route is gone, the destination is gone, so it's just going to start driving around. So it's not reading that sign. I mean, maybe it would have got up there and then left, but I don't really feel like getting arrested right now, so let's move to our next destination. All right, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where we're going. I searched for a parking garage. I think there's one down here, but it's going to like a kayak launch point. Maybe there's some kind of weird parking there. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of the parking because that's one of our newest best things here. And along the way, we can kind of assess how the car is driving. I will say, it hasn't been many miles yet, but I say this a lot with the updates. The smoothness is there. The confidence is there. So we'll get to 0 here, boom, and then we can start creeping out. It is a left turn, and we do have to wait for traffic coming from the left here. So really nice job creeping out, and as soon as you could see those vehicles, it began to slow down. We started to go, and it's really kind of pumping the brakes there. It was a little unsure. I'm not sure what it saw to make it do that. But it did move through the turn there. So that's not something I have felt really in a long time with version 13, is that kind of weirdness with pumping the brakes. Brand new version, I'm sure all this will get ironed out. There's already, the next updates are being talked about in the app. So hopefully quickly we will see that. So nice left turn there, no problems. And let's see how it does with this parking. Oh, okay. It's literally a river. It's literally a bridge on the river. So let's see what it does. It will probably just pull over here and park, which would be the right thing. And yeah, handled it. I mean, I have parking lot selected, but the car was, smart enough to be like, well, there's no parking lot here. Let's just park at the destination. Very nice. All right, so let's continue on here. We'll start this up. I'm also noticing as soon as the car goes into park, windshield wipers turn off. And as soon as you start FSD, the windshield wipers wipe the cameras off. And in older versions, sometimes, I don't know, it seemed like FSD just didn't get the memo to like turn the wipers on. So they have a stop sign and we do not. Nice job, really nice. And it would, I don't know, like not work at first or even give you the red hands. Nice puddle avoidance there, wow. Give you the red hands or something when it simply could have just wiped the windshield. And it seems like, it almost feels like this version of FSD is kind of like always running, if that makes sense. And it's just, it can't do anything until you say like, all right, you're in control, right? What we saw earlier with the taking over and then having it instantly turn back on, the windshield wipers instantly turning on as soon as I enable FSD. It's like it's always thinking and ready to do its thing. It's just you have to unleash it. You have to unleash the beast and let it do what it wants. So that's a really nice feeling, and I think will help with kind of the full overall experience. All right, so we're gonna get in this left turn lane and turn left. We have a blinking yellow for now. Hopefully the humans can get through and we'll get to interact with that. Although version 13 never had a problem. I shouldn't say never, but it handled blinking yellows fine for me. And let's see how this does. So obviously he can't go for whatever reason. We're stopping on the line, which is smart because you can't see. And now no, you gotta go. Okay, yeah, so it's a little hesitant. So it started to go, hit the brake, started to go again, and then we got the green. So kind of strange. I'm not sure. There's definitely some weird little blips there with the braking going on that we're seeing. I'm not sure why. And then it finds the parking lot, and it's gonna, let's see, how does it decide? Is it gonna go towards the building? Yep. It goes towards the building, and those are handicap. And does it pick a handicap spot? I don't think so. I think it picked right next to it. Let's see. Yep, it picked literally the closest possible spot without being in a handicap spot. Hey, I'll take it. Very nice parking. All right, next up we are going to the barn, which is a place we often test at because on the way there is a roundabout, which we will go through a few times. Roundabouts haven't been a problem in quite a while, but we gotta, keep trying them out. We're getting some weird braking here that we haven't had. I mean, I haven't felt that in a really long time. So again, I would assume that'll get polished out real quickly. Maybe it's because of the rain. The rain is letting up a little bit now. I don't know if other people have reported that. Those kind of little braking stabs, they're not terrible, but definitely can feel them. And we are waiting here for some cross traffic. So really, I think we could have pulled out in front of these vehicles. They're driving pretty slowly, but it was definitely like the safer, more cautious approach to brake there and wait for all this traffic. Which, especially if you're new to FSD, would definitely be the right thing. Make you feel a lot better that way. If we turn this, there you go. You can see the cars coming up. So we just got one more here. And boom, as soon as they're in front of us, we just start letting off the brakes for a smooth move into the road here. So we're not blocking the intersection here. Interesting to see. Now let's see if he pulls up. Yeah, now we are going to move forward. So interesting. It's almost like it saw that van and thought maybe, yeah, it was going to wait for it because now we are blocking this. So contextually not blocking intersections, pretty interesting. Oh, wow. I was like, what are we doing here? There's not a turn coming up. And it saw that way before me. I couldn't see because the cars in front of me were blocking that parked FedEx van. But I don't know if it picked up the other people moving over or it saw it from the cameras because the cameras are more centered. Very impressive. That was like I was talking about the superhuman moments where it does stuff better than we can. I could not have anticipated that move that early just because I couldn't see that van. Here's some train tracks here, no slowing down. These ones are pretty smooth. I notice, I don't know how it would know, but I do notice that FSD 13 would slow down for certain train tracks for me that seemed to need it more. And then it wouldn't slow down for train tracks like that, where it just wasn't really necessary. Maybe we were below the, slow down speed that it uses, but either way, it felt like the right move. All right, we got the green. There should be no hesitation, no little brakes here. And no, it moves right through. So I've only felt that way, how I mentioned it twice, I think. So 2 times we've had some weird little brake stabbingness, which again, definitely felt different than what I've been feeling in version 13. So that should get ironed out pretty quickly. Not the biggest deal. And this is not where we're supposed to go, but I'll take it. So nicely waiting here at the roundabout. It used to go this way to go to the barn. So it's taking a different way than it has in the past. I don't know why. I guess it's still getting us here, so it doesn't really matter. Oh no, this is incorrect. This is incorrect. So we're going into whatever these offices are, or whatever they are. And this is not, I still have the barn selected. This is not the destination I picked. So something weird happened with the map data here, but it'll be interesting to see if the car kind of figures out, wait a second, this isn't right. Or is it just like, hey, I'm in a parking lot, I'm gonna park here. So let's see. So that's our destination over there, and we cannot get there from this parking lot. It does feel like it's kind of figuring out, like, wait a second. Oh, no, it's gonna park. Wow, that parking is smooth, I will say. Holy moly. Well, that's some nice parking. Sheesh. We're a good distance from the car next to us, and we're directly, wow, we're like almost dead center in that parking space. That was real smooth. That was like pro level parking, but we're not at the destination. So something weird, I don't know if it's map data or why that's happening, but this is not where we're supposed to be. So let's select it again. Look how fast that all is. Oh my goodness. That was never that fast before. So I selected the same destination again to see if it will, wow, that's close. Let's see, show me this. Okay. I want to see that. I don't care what you're looking at. I want to see what I'm looking at here. Okay, yeah, that's plenty of space. So get out of here. Where's my map? Okay, so now it has the correct destination. So I don't know, maybe just a weird fluke. I don't know what you're doing now. Oh, is it just picking another parking spot? All right, so I just picked another parking spot. So I don't know, that's strange. It's always had a fine time going there. What if we put a pin? This is where the video starts to get really long. Start self-driving, let's go. Boom, immediately. goes into reverse and starts moving. FSD 13 would sometimes immediately shift into gear, but then it would sit there and not start moving for a while. Sometimes it would just sit there and then shift to drive and then shift to reverse. It was like this weird thing. This is improving the experience a lot just from the way that it's able to switch between its different states and everything. So a Model 3 buddy there. Nah, it's just gonna stay in this parking lot, it seems. So that's unfortunate. That's kind of strange. I'm not sure why it's happening, but you know, whatever. It's a fluke for this one destination. And they'll have to fix it. I don't know how or what they'll do, but that's that. Let's let it do its thing here though. I just wanna make sure it actually parks here. It's got a right turn signal on. Oh, is it gonna back in this time? Okay, so sometimes we pull into the spot, sometimes we back into the spot. That's interesting. How does this feel? This feels really good. In one take, boom, backed in. It didn't do a bunch of adjustments. Wow, perfectly lined up with that. Wow, that is a really nice parking job, I will say that. All right, let's go to the gas station. Ha ha ha. Boom, look how fast, that's crazy how fast that is. And now it can just pull out. I would have went that way, but you know, that's just me. I'm not driving, so I don't have a choice. So it's definitely getting weird here with, you can see how it doesn't have like routing and nav in this little area. Again, I don't know. It is getting here this time though, so that's obviously not too big of a factor. We'll open this up again. And let's see, we're clear in both directions. Oh, I just love messing with this thing. It's so fun. And let's see, this is not our turn. The next one. Okay, you're not gonna do it there. You can also do the next one. So it wants to play with the roundabout. All right, wow, really good decision making here, really good. Ooh, 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 look at the twitchy steering wheel. It was a little unsure on that one. And you're gonna pull up to the gas pump? Nope, it spotted some parking spots. It's like, here we go. Oh no, keep going here. So it has parking lot selected. A little twitchy there still with the steering wheel. It is really good at pulling into spots. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't have thought it had the angle to get that. And it pulled right into the, look at this. Look how perfectly it's in that spot. It just pulled right in there. Wow, I would not have thought it had the angle to get that correctly. All right, I do want to do a quick little highway thing here just to try it out, see how it feels, especially on standard mode. That's almost always what I run highway is standard mode anyway, because I don't like to be camped in the left lane. This has a no left turn sign. Is that, oh yeah, because obviously you can't turn left there. So let's see. I'm gonna squeeze through this little area. Getting out of here is interesting. And I went to Walmart because again, big parking lot, should be pretty busy. It'll be interesting to see how it interacts with all the people there. So on this one, you gotta go, oh yeah, it's got the circle on the roundabout. So we'll do the full roundabout here. Should not have right turn signal on, but whatever. Correctly waiting for this car, beautiful. And turn that right turn signal off, thank you. Well, no, I don't understand why it had that. We didn't have any really right turns there, so that was weird. Yeah, beautiful roundabout handling. Not surprised, we're there. We're there on roundabouts. It's getting hard, y'all, to find the crazy stuff, but hey, we kind of messed it up a few times here. All right, so we're gonna get on the highway here, and we do have this guy in our way. Thank you for adding to our excitement. Doesn't really affect anything, but hey, you never know. What does that say? Bridge out. Oh yeah, there is a bridge out. Maybe I can get to that. But either way, let's get on the highway here. So we want to get up to speed quickly. This is a pretty moderate one. The bend is not too crazy, should easily be able to get up to speed. The other thing is FSD never uses like the full Tesla power, which I totally understand why it wouldn't do that. But sometimes you really got to step on it. So we do have a car there in our blind spot. It's clear now. And we're on the highway. I mean, what more could you ask for? That was a beautiful merge. Where are we even going? Is this the right direction? Okay, whatever. I'll just trust FSD. I don't care. So here we are on the highway. Speed limit 70, although it's raining. So, you know, this is something we always had with the older versions where it would say top speed limited because of the rain. And again, I get it, but it would be super frustrating because you'd have a light rain. People would be going 80, and I'm not saying I want the car to go 80, but the car would restrict itself to like 60 miles an hour, and then you couldn't use FSD because it was just far too slow, even for rainy conditions. This feels good. We're going 78. For me, this is what I want. That's the speed I want. You may disagree. You may want to go slower or faster or whatever. That felt really good from the driver's seat here. Acceleration, beautiful. moving over, getting on. So nice, quick little highway stint there. Felt great. So yeah, this is definitely the correct way to get to the Walmart. So you see how he handled this red light. Sorry that I can't have the roof cam on, but I can't do it in the rain because when the whole roof is wet, the camera can slide around and fall off. So it'll be in future videos though. So we stop here. There is somebody to our right, or to our left, I mean, sorry. And we're creeping to see them. We technically could go, but there are people in. Let me turn this for you. Yeah, it thought about it, then it was like, nah, and then it did it. Okay, cool. So yeah, it waited for that mail truck, which I'm not surprised. Even though we could have pulled out, I think that was the right call to just wait till it's clear. We're not in a hurry, and we're not in hurry mode. And on top of that, it's just safer, you know, more comfortable for people. So turning into the Walmart here is an interesting choice. Doesn't matter. There's multiple entrances. And we'll see how it deals with this bigger parking lot. So let's turn left and then right, and then right and then left. So flying through here, no stop sign for us, beautiful. There's a squirrel there that we don't interact with. Oh my goodness, let's go. Okay, we gotta get out of the way of this Volkswagen Jetta. I don't know if that's really what it is. Here we go. What do you want? I mean, that's good. Now in a Walmart, I would be parking in the back of the parking lot. So there's some more options. I'm sorry to keep being picky and add stuff to these guys' plate, but there's some more options. Parking lot in the back. Parking lot in the front, like close to the door, far from the door. I want to be far from the door when I'm at Walmart. But here we go. So we also have this truck is partially in our spot. It's got the tow hook here, so please don't off yourself with that thing. No, it stopped with a great amount of distance. Let's check the back. Boom, we're in the parking spot. You can see it mostly up there. Wow, beautiful. All right, I'm gonna start heading towards home here. I notice this keeps changing its mind on which route it wants to take, but we'll just hit the button and let it do its thing here. And so far, man, this feels really good. I gotta say, the parking, the destination stuff is really good. The beginning of drive stuff is really good, which is mainly what we were missing. Wow, really? I mean, I don't know what they're honking about, but all right. The main things we were missing were starting the drive and ending the drive, and both of those seem to be here. We did get the one fluke where, well, we got a couple of flukes. So it tried to park in a police-only parking spot. Again, I get it. Like, I could have let it see if it would have parked there and then read the sign and backed up, but I really don't need police thinking there's some guy trying to attack the police station or something. Things are weird today, y'all. You gotta be careful with where you're doing stuff. And so that was a mess up, and then trying to find that building. It went into the wrong parking lot and just kind of refused to go anywhere else. Although it did park, and you know, technically you could walk over that bump if you really wanted. Nice stopping here. That was actually used to be a bug too, where when you got those kind of two stop signs in a row, it would skip the second one. So that's nice to see it didn't skip that second stop sign there. But yeah, we have the beginning and end of drive, which is something that we kind of started to see glimpses of in version 13, but beginning of drive was like, it did get out of my driveway, go a few times, like I showed in the beginning, but never that good, never that fast, and it was only like a couple of times. Usually it would just get stuck because it didn't want to get anywhere near the grass. It was like too scared, and I would at least have to turn it around, and then it would, you know, leave my driveway, but it wouldn't do like the 3-point turn or anything like that. Whoa, what are we hitting the brakes so hard here for? Boom, you can hear a little bit of squeaking from my rusty rotors that have been sitting in the rain. Yeah, so that, and then yes, we're getting weird braking as we just demonstrated there. I'm not sure why it hit the brakes so hard. It wasn't near anything, but we've seen that a few times. And look at this, camera visibility limited, clean, all dirt and debris. And this is from my front-facing camera, and it's clean. I think it's just the rain is popping up those messages. There was a specific release note about, you know, if your cameras are dirty, take it into service and have them clean it. And it's like, yeah, well, then you pay for it. If that's if that's what FSD needs to function, which is something I paid for on my car, then you're responsible for it. You know what I mean? So we'll see if Tesla starts covering that or not. I really think they should, at least maybe like once a year or something. They need to cover it. Maybe if you're in there 10 times a month, they're not going to cover it, which would be fair. But anyway, we get our stop to 0. We continue. Let's see, no double stopping, which is nice. We've got to move directly into this left turn. And that's good. So I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna get this edited up. I won't stop rolling the camera, so if something crazy happens, I'll still include it after this little outro. But thanks for watching, and look forward to future videos. I'm going into multiple different downtowns, busier areas. We're gonna do parking garages. We're gonna do the obstacle avoidance tests. We're gonna do it all. So we'll check out Summit and Smart Summit, although I don't think those are changed. But let me know down in the comments other things you'd want to see. But thank you so much for watching this video, and you will see me and FSD in the next video.